Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world of professional wrestling. Thank you for joining myself, Andy, and Wrestling Mark, and welcome to the Groupchat Wrestling Podcast, episode number 72. We have a full slate available today. We are going to run down the Full Gear card this evening. Oh, yeah.
Pumped, bruv. Come on, man.
Fucking
I
pumped,
didn't
man.
realize it was
Full
this
gear,
weekend,
bruv.
man. Fucking hell.
He's fucking
It's
pumped,
a
man.
big fucking weekend. Full Gear, then the North London Derby. Like, I booked this weekend off a long time ago. These are the weekends that I fucking live for. My liver doesn't, but I live for them. I can't fucking wait for this weekend, and I cannot wait for Full Gear. Like,
Is it
you know
on
what?
Saturday?
It's Saturday, yeah, man.
Oh,
it's such
yes,
a difference on Saturday.
yes.
So much better when it's on a Saturday, man.
Oh, fuck yeah. I can't wait, especially like with my schedule. I'm going, as soon as I get off of work, I'm headed straight to Jersey to the arena, meeting with some friends. Like, we'll drink pregame and then go inside the arena.
You going?
Can't fucking wait.
Oh, fuck you, Brett. Fucking hell.
I love you
Every
too,
single
buddy.
fucking pay-per-view you going?
Hey, listen, I'm fucking thankful. Thank God I got a damn pay-per-view that I could drive to. No more 8-hour flights across the damn ocean or across borders. Like nice easy drive. But before we get there, like, I know Full Gear is this Saturday, but it seems like a mile away considering what we got to cover. And what better place to start off with than an old school favorite in the world of professional wrestling, and that is LOL TNA. I like what the hell do I say? I mean, let's go back over a month ago. You come off a Bound for Glory where Mike Santana over 3 months is chasing Trick Williams for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. He finally gets his moment in the sun. He's finally a world champion. His gamble pays off, leaving AEW. He wants to go on his own. He wants to make something more of himself. And he does. He succeeds. He's now a bigger name. He's a bigger star. And for a lot of people, called the number 2 promotion in the company. Get out of here. But, he's the champ. He's the man. And then, inexplicably, TNA goes on a month-long hiatus. No TV, no events, no nothing. Okay, I guess it's cost.
Did they have no events?
Yeah, they had no events. After Bound for Glory, they had nothing for over a month.
I genuinely didn't know. I just thought that was just TNA and it was on and no one was talking about it because it was shite.
No, they literally
genuinely
nothing. So they had nothing after Bound for Glory over a month. So great momentum for your new champion, but whatever. You come back for your Impact tapings during the weekend. You're off. You're gonna hit the ground running with Santana. A great championship reign is about to start. But no, he gets jumped by NXT invaders, and I don't know. Jobber, I think, would be insult to jobbers. The guys that attacked them, they're the catering crusaders, as I like to call them. He got jumped by the likes of Robert Stone, Charles Dempsey. Yeah.
Who?
Lexus King. Remember Lexus King?
Oh, that Pillman.
Vividly.
Oh, but before we move on from Lexus King, last week,
Yeah.
it was a fucking AI malfunction on this fucking Riverside app. Everyone did not have eyes like Brian Pillman. Like the dad, I mean, when he was high as fuck off his tits. It was literally a fucking AI thing that made everyone's eyes stare at the fucking screen. So apologies.
Yeah,
everyone.
Mose was nice enough to clip the part of me, like my fucking eyes just wandering.
Like fucking
So
Brian
thank you, Mose,
Pillman
if you're
before he
watching
got in
this.
his car.
Yeah, but yeah, just real quick, your new TNA World Champion gets jumped by the likes of Robert Stone, Charles Dempsey, Lexus King.
Is Robert Stone a real person, or have you just thrown that one in there to
No, he's
fuck with us?
He's a real fucking and Brooks
Who?
Brooks Jensen, and it's like
That one's fake, isn't it?
I am not that creative to make up those four
man.
names. Oh, there's another name I'm forgetting, but those guys take out
Jimmy
your world
Traore,
heavyweight
was he one of
champion,
them?
and then Frankie Kazarian.
Jimmy Traore. Igor Biscan.
No, I don't think so.
Oh
I'll
man,
have to
if it was
fact check
Igor
that one.
Biscan,
Igor
I'd be watching TNA every week, man.
But you know what? It's TNA. That could be a real one. But yeah, so they continue with the show, and
Titus
Santana's
Bramble.
yes, probably. So they
Future world
continue
champ.
with the
Great-
show,
great
and
play.
Frankie Kazarian, we know AEW legend Frankie Kazarian. Him
Legend.
and Nick Nemeth won the Call Your Shot match at Bound for Glory where they could cash in for a championship opportunity. Frankie cashes in, and within a few minutes, a roll-up beats Mike Santana and is your current TNA World Heavyweight Champion. So let's just recap. Bound for Glory, Santana wins. A month of no television, no events. Comeback. Santana gets jumped by the Catering Crusaders that I just made, in which the biggest name in the group is fucking Lexus King. Gets fruit rolled up by Frankie Kazarian, and that's it. The championship reign is over for Mike Santana.
The Elite Hunter, the man who made Scorpio Sky look like the most charismatic man in the history of the world.
Brav fucking TNA. You turn a 3-month chase into a complete and utter disaster of a joke. And you would think that would be the worst that TNA can do. Oh no, it got fucking worse.
No.
It got worse. Over the weekend, they did TV tapings for Impact. It came out over the weekend that a well-renowned photographer, a huge super fan for TNA, got kicked out of the arena for allegedly recording the action in the ring and possibly leaking spoilers out. And I'm so sorry, I forget the guy's name, but supposedly everyone in the business knew him, like Sean Ross Sapp, like everyone, they knew him, like, yo, you don't do this to this guy. And then reports that they kicked out another family for supposedly like recording the action as well. What
Who the fuck's going to want to spoil TNA?
You can see that WWE have got their fingerprints all over them now. This is WWE behavior. This is what's happening now. Like this isn't a partnership. It's an abusive relationship. And again, it's going to show with a no TV deal because WWE will dictate where TNA's no TV deal goes because it will do anything to box AEW out of another network.
It's not AMC that was banded around this week. Honestly, that's fantastic news for TNA. I made up from the fact that they're getting a deal with the figures banded around $7 million a year. Wow, fucking fair play. I really made up from that's fucking incredible numbers. $7 million a year. 7 to 9 million a year. That's fucking great numbers for that level, really. I think for TNA's level, that's fantastic numbers, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
I mean, what's AEW get a year?
Oh, my God. 180 million?
Yeah, what's WWE?
180 million?
A billion? Is WWE a billion or something like that? So TNA's level, I think 7 to 9 million a year is fantastic. I think they've done well there.
Yeah, they done great. And you know what? I'll close off on this TNA rant. It's like, and then you also add in past week also the news of Joe Hendry officially signing with WWE. Fucking shocker to absolutely
too fucking late, isn't it? Like,
yeah, but I mean, I think we all knew it was happening, but it's official now. But I just want to finish with this. Like, what is the point in like investing your time in this company when you know that any talent that you like or invest in it is going to go to WWE? Carlos Silva has pretty much said that TNA is going to be a stepping stone for WWE. They're not TNA. It's NXTNA at this point. That's it. It's just they're a developmental for the developmental.
They're a feeder club, aren't they? It's essentially they're going to bring the players in.
They're a feeder club to the feeder club.
Yeah, get the work permits and then fire them off to the fucking main club. It's essentially what fucking City do with a couple of clubs in it at the moment.
Yeah, with Girona and whatnot, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, at this point, any talent that's worth a damn in TNA, you just know within the 6 months to a year they're gonna be in the Fed. I mean, it's gonna happen to Mike Santana. It's gonna happen to Leon Slater's
gonna be there.
Yeah, Leon Slater, and we'll see who else. But it's like,
but do you think that's why they've done this? I mean, because I was reading. I don't know why I was reading about it because it's boring, but I was reading that apparently the Mike Santana thing is a work. Some people were saying. It's a shit work if it is a work, but like whatever, I wouldn't put it past them. But maybe, do you think maybe it's just them, taking the title off him to put him in the Fed like now? Like, is he going to go to the Fed soon or?
No,
well, let's say if that's the case, let's just play devil's advocate and say that's the case. Why did you not have him win the belt at Slammiversary in July? Give him a 3-4 month run with the belt. Why, if that was the plan all along, why would you not give him the belt 3 months earlier at Slammiversary, where you had a bigger crowd in New York, by the way, way bigger than Bound for Glory? Why would you not do it there then?
Because maybe like this just devil's advocate, like maybe TNA did have plans for him, and the plan was to win the belt the second time and then go on a run. And after, I know, maybe the Fed watched him in that the title win and said, actually, we want him now, so you're gonna have to take it off him on your next event, which is like 4 months away or 4 weeks away, wherever the fuck it was, with no events. What's going on there anyway? How can you not have an event for fucking 4 weeks?
I think
be number two. Like, nobody really thinks the number two. That's all bollocks, but.
Oh yeah, no, we know that, but the reasoning is, I think, it's cost cutting measures or whatever. That's the
number two. They've just signed a $7 to $9 million deal a year. Fucking, they're in the money. They're rolling it. Scrooge, fucking Carlos Silva's like Scrooge McDuck right now in his pool.
Carlos Silva's a human muppet. Let's just call it what it is. He's a human muppet. Like, nobody with half a brain thinks that man is in charge of TNA over there. That's it. Like, I'm sorry, you just no. I'm sure he's a very nice guy, but nobody really thinks that he's in charge of the company over there. I refuse to believe
TNA, though, isn't it, man? TNA, anyway. The shite. Let's move on, because
all right, yeah, man. Let's move on to happy.
I miss TNA. I miss TNA when it was good. It's shit.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It was a time like in the early to mid 2000s where it was fucking great. The X division was fucking amazing. I mean, Will Ospreay said that was that's what he wanted.
Yeah.
Type of wrestling he wanted to do. I mean,
and it actually was the number 2 company there.
Yeah, but now it is number 2. All right, man. On to happier times. On to happier times.
Good things. On to positive things.
Positive things. This Saturday, Full Gear. All right, so the card is not full. No pun intended. Not
Shall we
full
start
yet.
with what we think is going to get added?
Wait.
All right, so let's start with what we think is going to definitely be added. I think we're definitely going to get the Mox and Kyle O'Reilly match, because if you saw how Mox acted on Collision, like he was pissed off like towards the end. I mean, doing commentary. I think we're going to get that match again. The 1v1 between them. And I think Kyle has to go over in this match.
I think he has to. If he doesn't go over, there's got to be some really big plan to do something with it afterwards, because Kyle O'Reilly, as I'm sure we all probably agree, was the fucking man of the match he was the MVP in Blood and Guts. He was fucking unreal. Real stand-up performance. That's the best I've ever seen him. And I actually it made me believe that guy would take any of them. And I want to see them do something with Kyle O'Reilly. I want plans now to do something with Kyle O'Reilly. I was fucking amazed by how good he was. So fucking impressed.
Oh yeah, he was fucking amazing, and it's funny. I didn't hear it like watching it live, but I guess like watching the recap when he's in that bulldog choke and he's just like bleeding buckets. Like, you know, when he flipped off Mox, he's like, "Fuck you, buddy!" Like in the most Canadian way possible. That was just fucking amazing. But that's Kyle right there, and I love the fact that it was him that got the pinfall, that got the victory for his team, and it just builds that layer like onto Mox, just a deeper nosedive like for the past month and a half, and but yeah, like I think we definitely get this match Full Gear. Kyle wins, and then I don't care whether it's a TV special or onto World's End. Like, listen, that'll be 2 straight victories for Kyle over Mox. Like, give him a fucking one-off world title opportunity against
I wouldn't say no to that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I say maybe more of a TV special, because like or you could do World's End like with an angle at the end that maybe brings someone's back, you know. But I mean, I think Kyle, like I said, beat Mox a couple times in a row. Why not? It makes perfect sense kayfabe wise, and you know, I wouldn't be opposed to that.
I'd actually, having watched him there and seen like I've got a completely different view of him now after that. That's kind of really given a boost in my eyes.
It's amazing when that happens, isn't it? When one moment or one match can literally spin your entire perception. It's so good at it.
Mox, like the way Mox sold that finish as well, you could see he was slightly away from the tacks, so he started pulling all the tacks into his face and then rubbing his face in it. I was like, what a fucking man! The guy's a fucking legend. But yeah, so like if not a world title, at least a TNT title run or something. Like, get him in the mix. Get him in the mix with Briscoe and Fletcher. Give me a 3-way.
Yeah, man. Why not? But yeah, like, so that one we think is going to get added, and then another match I think will get added. So to tomorrow night for the Dynamite. Yeah. Well, like I said, so tomorrow night we have the Dynamite Collision special where we have Tony and Mina versus Windsor and Riho. obviously Tony and Mina are going to win their match, and then you have Ty J versus Marina and Megan. Obviously, Marina and Megan win that match. I think the two winners of those matches will face each other at Full Gear. You know, give the tournament much more views with put it on the paper. But just real quick on the women's Blood and Guts match, like I think it was the better of the two matches last week Wednesday. Like, and what I think what it accomplished more than anything, you took the women's world title tournament just from a regular tournament, just plain matches, you put heat behind it because how the match ended. I mean, with Marina like choking out choking out Mina, with Tony just like tied up by all the other heels, like while Megan with the championship belt is whipping Mina over and over again. And like, you set up, it's now personal. There's heat behind it. There's blood behind it.
Man, it's so fucking good to that.
Fucking great storytelling. And then that promo that Tony cut this past Saturday on Collision. What was that line she said? She said, "Don't ask God for forgiveness. He's a huge fan of our work." I'm like,
yeah,
fuck. God,
she's so fucking good, isn't she, man?
Yeah, no, she's definitely going to be on the pay-per-view. Absolutely. So I think that match.
And on the women's Blood and Guts, like everyone bitching, going, oh, fucking Ricky Steamboat's like fucking slagged it off. He didn't. If you look what he said, he basically doesn't seem to be a fan of like big double cage matches.
Lots going on at once, yeah.
Yeah, that he wasn't slagging off the women or the blood or anything. He was just saying there was too much going on for him to concentrate on anything. But people ran with that, saying, "Oh, Ricky Steamboat thought it was shit." No, he didn't.
Nah. No, he's a 72-year-old man who like wrestled in the 70s and 80s, and like you said, that's just not his style. Like for like me personally, like with a lot of the deathmatch wrestling today, like in a bunch of group chats, like someone sent me like all the shit with the light tubes and whatnot. Like honestly, I can handle some of it, but there's just some of it, like someone put like someone in like a bird cage of light tubes and then hit each side with the steel chair. I'm like,
fuck
bro,
yeah.
That's too much. And I'm like, it made me think of the Nick Gage Dark Side of the Ring episode where he took one of the light tubes to his midsection and almost died right there. I'm like,
yeah, it is risky with them light tubes. Yeah, I wonder if we ever get CM Punk in a light tube match. Fingers crossed.
That's wishful thinking, but yeah, I didn't. I think like you said, too many people like got on Steamboat for his comments. Like, no, I mean, listen, it's not for everyone. It's not for everyone's taste, in my opinion.
It's just the way people jump on all comments. I mean, like we had the same last week with the Jericho stuff when people saying, "Oh, he's finally turned on AEW," and like when you actually see the clip in context, he wasn't. He was like, what he said wasn't that wrong. It was just a bit disingenuous in the way they compared the pay-per-view to a TV show. But like the pay-per-view did look good at TNA. Like fair play to him, it did look good. And AEW's residency went way too long, and it did look a bit fucking shit.
Yeah, it did. It looked shit.
Twitter run with this fucking shit though, and they take every little comment now, and it's starting to get a bit boring, man. Everything's got to be like, a major fucking issue. And that's what happened.
That'd be like saying like I like peanut butter, and you're like, oh, you don't like chocolate, huh?
Yeah. Oh, guys, do you see? Brett said he doesn't like chocolate. Brett said he fucking hates chocolate. He hates chocolate, man.
Exactly. Oh, I can hear fucking Mo's just making that a clip right now.
Yeah.
Brett said chocolate is MAGA.
Oh man, don't put that label on me. But the women's Blood and Guts match was fucking amazing.
Incredible, man.
Within 5 minutes, fucking Sky Blue went to Sky Red. I mean, shit, like she was in the fucking zone. I love, but the one spot I feel like a lot of us weren't talking about enough was when during Statlander's entrance, you got Jamie Hayter in the corner, trash can lid over her face. And Megan Bayne with the steel chair just threw the fucking chair at Jamie Hayter's face. I'm like, mind you, trash can lid over her face. She can't see shit. Like, my God.
Maybe we get a singles feud out of that now that Penelope's injured down the line. Because I can't see Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir being a thing for long, to be honest. So that could be one down the line.
Yeah, maybe at the conclusion of the tournament, like whoever wins, like they could come back to that. But no, that fucking spot was brutal as fuck. And then I don't care what anyone says. Like when Mercedes is such a gracious and selfless champion. Like she comes out with all her belts and gives all of her teammates belts to use as weapons.
That was class.
And then I love the fact that basically she was the Okada in this match that what he did last year in Blood and Guts. Like
he took a staple to the finger, man.
The staple to they're the same fucking injury. Like they both were working smart and not hard. So I love it. Then it was off camera. Megan carrying Mercedes to the back. I loved it, man.
No, it was an incredible show. And look, like while we're on it, the title match as well was fucking brilliant. Hangman doesn't do bad matches. Hobbs doesn't do bad matches, and Joe getting in at the end and setting up what won't be a bad match, as we get to talk about in a feud.
Yeah, I tell you what will be a bad match, and I might as well shoehorn into it now. Instead of finishing the show like we said, Brett, I might as well just jump in after the blood and guts matches, because both of them were good. The whole show was fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
and obviously WWE have got their own version in a couple of weeks' time. Obviously the crayon version, the not going to be anywhere near as good version.
Klaus Disney version.
The Disney version. If we just got Tarantino in his 90s peak, you're going to get Disney in their 2025 bullshit, whatever they do now. But anyway, this is me and my issues that I pay attention to too many dimwit fuckheads on Twitter that stuff bacon into socks and masturbate with them because they can't get anything else. But I still see these people on my timeline all the time. And I see a lot of people like say, War Games, it's going to be better. Look at the lineup and everything. And I don't watch WWE. I haven't for a long time. But last night I was working late and I was scrolling through Twitter quite a lot, watching people who do seem to have some resemblance of a functioning brain. Very unhappy with things on Raw. Everyone was hyping up, John Cena's last match on Raw. And it's a random trios match and JD Madonna's across from him. We're going to have the final mystery person. Who's it going to be? Okay, Dolph Ziggler, the guy who spent the last 4 years of his career there burying, and then goes away, makes a name for himself under his real name, you bring him back as Dolph fucking Ziggler. And then you've got Becky Lynch against Maxine Dupree, and look, nothing against Maxine Dupree, but the fundamental issue is now that WWE have had 3 women's title changes in the space of 10 days or 14 days. You've now put titles on Chelsea Green, Maxine Dupree, and Jade Cargill. I mean, there's a lot of heavy lifting for Stephanie to do now with Io Sky, with those titles, because you've not got the strongest list of champions there when it comes to people that are actually bell to bell. And then again, you see this make the end of the show, and it's just typical Vince Raw after Mania or Raw 250, Raw 500, whatever nostalgia. I'm going to throw all these fucking people out there. Like people moaning about about AEW's blood and guts matches and not making sense, putting people in there for the sake of it, making the matches. You've literally just thrown every person you've got that people have heard of into this match with no fucking logical rhyme or reason. You've got Brock Lesnar coming back. You have the big Roman Reigns return. Roman Reigns is back. He wrestled 4 fucking weeks ago. What do you mean he's fucking back? He never fucking left. It's just, it's like, again, all the credit in the world, because Vince McMahon curated an audience of 90% of wrestling fans being not wrestling, I suppose, and just eating up, lapping up any old shit they get served. And it just, I don't know. I found it mind-boggling that last night, obviously, Peter v. Evans was obviously going to be a banging match because they're both top-level wrestlers. But from what I read online, nothing else in that show was particularly good. They threw a load of returns out there for no logical reason, just to build up to a match that they haven't got any build for. Again, AEW are very, very popular of doing this as well. Like, certain matches should happen for a reason. Stuff like a War Games match should happen for a reason. Blood and Guts should happen for a reason. I get the Royal Rumble was a yearly event, that's fine. Other matches you don't have to shoehorn in. AEW have done it a couple of times with Anarchy in the Arena or a Stadium Stampede. They're not immune from this criticism. It's a stupid thing to do. That main event for thingy is just the most nonsensical match like imaginable. And I look at what WWE are doing at the moment and just think, like, this is still Vince McMahon's creation, because people that are watching this and enjoying this are people that Vince McMahon tailored this audience to be. Like people that will literally lap up any old shit that you serve. I just find it fucking insane. It is just simply not good. And Triple H is putting himself front and center of this the whole time. And buddy, I wouldn't be proud of this, man.
I'm saying that. Did you see they put the promo for John Cena's final match and it starts off with Triple H? You're like, are you for fucking real, man? Please just like step aside for one moment.
Oh, away.
And on John Cena, I look, you know, I'm not a fan of the product, but like I missed most of John Cena's big run. I missed all of it at that point. But like I was at Comic-Con at the weekend and all anyone seemed to be there for was John Cena. No one seemed asked about any of the other people. It was all John Cena. I've never seen so many John Cena people in jorts in my fucking life in one room. It's fucking insane. So like, as John Cena, he is a legend, and I guess in wrestling, you know, he's one of WWE's biggest stars of all time. Do you think they have done a disservice to his career by ending it this way they are, because it's been a shit show from start to finish. A 5-minute heel turn that was dog shit. A couple of random matches here and there. A random tournament to finish off. A random throwaway tournament that was announced on a fucking... Well, a PLE, as they call them. It was announced on a fucking PLE. A random throwaway tournament with Nick fucking Nemeth as the big shock fucking entrance. Like, what? It's John Cena. Can you imagine if any other fucking company did this with their biggest fucking star? Imagine Kenny Omega was retiring tomorrow. And AEW, yeah, it's a shorter company, so they haven't even had the 20 years of John Cena or whatever it is. Imagine Kenny Omega was retiring, like, not tomorrow, but, in a month. And AEW just put him in a random Scorpio Sky in a random match, and then they had a tournament, and Miro was the fucking surprise entrant in the tournament. It's nuts. Like, it's John fucking Cena, man. And you are doing the biggest fucking disservice. You did more for Hulk Hogan when he fucking died. And that guy's a racist, horrible fucking prick. John Cena, like, it's John Cena. And you've done nothing for his retirement, apart from just throw him on a couple of random...
There's every chance, like, again, I've seen some people, again, the ones with functioning brains, say this is very much by design from Triple H, because Triple H is a very bitter, petty person. I don't think anyone really could deny that. Yeah, you look at he's been a climber his whole life. He's been a weasel his whole life. He's been an absolute fucking snake to anyone. He was never going to be a fraction of what John Cena was. And Triple H always wanted to be the main guy. But there was always Austin. Then when Austin got injured, there was The Rock. Then after that, there was Brock basically straight away. Then Cena came in. There was Batista. There were always people that were just simply better than him. And no matter how much he'd positioned himself at the top of that card, he was never going to be anywhere near John Cena. Like, John Cena's legacy is Hulk Hogan. He is the generation of the Hogan, Austin, Reigns, Cena. Cena's that person for a very, very long period of time. Now,
he's one of the few wrestlers, isn't he, that he's one of the few wrestlers, isn't he, that transcended, like, wrestling, became a pop culture icon. There's a few. The Rock is one, like you say, Stone Cold Steve Austin, John Cena. Triple H was never he's never transcended the world of wrestling. People don't fucking go to comic conventions and go, I'm banging about fucking Triple H. They don't go out buying
friends now. I've got a couple of mates that during the Monday Night Wars period, like guys in school that I still talk to, maybe WCW fans. They stopped watching wrestling in probably 2000. And they had literally no interest in it since. If I ask them who Triple H is, there's no way they'll know who Triple H is, I don't think. I don't think they'll remember the name Triple H. Like, if I went into my office tomorrow and said, who's heard of Triple H to my department of 18 people, 2-3 people might have heard of him. If I say, like, who's John Cena, I'd imagine everyone would be, oh, yeah, I'll pick him out of the lineup. If I say who's Stone Cold Steve Austin, they're probably all going to know. If I say who's Hulk Hogan, everyone knows. Triple H had no mainstream across because he's not a very good actor. He's not a good-looking guy. He hasn't got any charisma. And he's, like, not very memorable, to be fair. He works hard at kissing ass at the right time. Let's not beat around the bush. That's what he did. His biggest achievement was the fact that he was booking NXT when Vince McMahon was clinically insane. And so his shows, which were 1 hour pre-recorded a week at the time, let's not forget that, were fundamentally better because they weren't just filling up absolutely inane nonsense for 4 hours a week. It was good wrestlers go out there and wrestle. And that's what it was. Like, when I used to watch NXT back then, people do look back on that with a lot of nostalgia because it was often badly acted. There weren't many storylines going on. But the wrestling was really good. And the WWE main roster at that time was borderline unwatchable.
I just think they've done a huge disservice to Cena, and I think Vince would have handled it completely different. I think they would have been far more focused towards John Cena as this big, a big momentous occasion that this guy is fucking retiring rather than a couple of random matches. They would have put some effort into the storylines rather than just stick them in a couple of random matches. And then I'll tell you what, let's do a tournament. Who we got? Solo. That dog shit fella. Throw him in there. Random. Who we got? We can get. We could really.
We haven't used him for the last 2 years. There's so Shinsuke Nakamura in there.
Mm-hmm. We could ask for Chris Jericho. That would actually mean something with it being John Cena. That would have a bit of significance. We could ask for him, try and get him early. And do you know what? I reckon Tony Khan probably would let Jericho go early if his contract is up in January. He probably would, because as I was saying to you guys the other day, like, then from Tony Khan's point of view, you benefit in that when Cena's gone, they've got fucking nothing. They've got no major attractions. they're still going to have Jericho coming into the Rumble, and regardless of what people think, man, it will be an attraction. If you give him in now and let them blow the load early on a Jericho appearance versus Cena, it kills any of the fucking hype of Jericho in the fucking Rumble. It just stabs, knocks it down a peg or two. So they could have done that, but no. What did he do? Solo, and then who we got? We have a partnership with TNA. We're trying to help him. Nick Nemeth, but don't call him Nick Nemeth. Call him Dolph Ziggler, because we don't want to give TNA any fucking shit. In case we want to take Leon Slater next week.
And don't forget, actually, this past Friday, Matt Cardona was a surprise entrant as well, but not Matt Cardona. Nope, Zack Ryder was
terrible. This comes to what Vince McMahon created the audience to be, and part of me kind of understands. It's like most people in those arenas for WWE shows don't know anything else apart from WWE. That is their interest in the sport, because you've noticed when CM Punk first arrived, he did a couple of like jabs towards AEW that every AEW fan got. It got no reaction in the live arenas. It got literally nothing. It was great, man.
It was cringe central. It was fucking brilliant.
I reckon there's 17,000 people last night in Madison Square Garden. If they come out and put Nick Nemeth on the screen, 14,000 of those fans would have gone, "What the fuck does that mean? That's not how you spell Dolph Ziggler." Mm-hmm. I genuinely think Vince McMahon created this audience thing, the WWE with the start and the finish. And again, it's the public wants what the public gets. That's exactly what it is. We are serving you this, no matter how good or bad it is. You will lap it up. You will return next week, and you won't complain. Vince McMahon did that from when the Attitude Era finished up until AEW existed and got away with it.
It's mad because it seeps into the public consciousness of the casual wrestling fan as well. Because like a wrestler goes to AEW, they are forever referred to as their WWE name, regardless. Yeah. People still call Mercedes Sasha Banks. You've had fucking promotions calling her Sasha Banks. You got fucking Miro, people calling them fucking Rusev all the fucking time. Yet wrestlers go the other way. I don't hear anyone calling Ricky Starks now. They call him Ricky Saints every time. Blake Monroe. No one refers to her as Mariah May, but like it sounds weird them calling her Blake Monroe because she's fucking Mariah May. It's nuts. Yeah. But like when they go one way, it's everything into that WWE universe seems to be all that matters to anybody once they're there. And it's fucking stupid. Anyway.
Right.
Full Gear.
You know what? Let's go back to the happy. Let's go back to
this
good
vibes. Is what we were meant to do. This is what we came on to do. This is what we said we're going to speak about the whole show.
Back to Full Gear. So we went over the two. Yeah, no problem. So let's go back. Let's go to the matches now that are official for Full Gear. And you know what? Let's go. I want to start with the Casino Gauntlet match for the AEW National title. So obviously we know a couple guys, but I want to ask like one at a time, like who would be your preferred choice to win, to be the inaugural champion? I'll go first. I say Mascara Dorada is the guy, because if what you want to do with this title is what the Mid-Atlantic and International title before should have done, like it should be taken across the globe, all different promotions, and then you got to look at the timing of this, because after Full Gear, next month, I think in the second or third week of December, they're doing 2 shows over by you guys over there. So it's like for an entire week they could do shows out there defending that title, that Orange Cassidy did a couple of years ago, and Pac as well in the past. So I mean, me personally, like I just think that the incredible showing that he's had in AEW in the past few months, like in Toronto, I mean the rematch with Bandito last month, I mean I think Dorada, in my opinion, would be a great choice for the inaugural national champ.
I agree. I think Dorada would. I wanted Michael Oku, but he's injured apparently. So I'm going to just throw out some of my favourites because they're going to be in the UK, and I want to see a UK champ because I feel like take advantage of the crowd over here and the fact that the UK is AEW country. I would Robbie X. I think Robbie X is one of the best in the world, and he could have a banger of a match with Dorada. Those two would tear the house down. I don't know. Tate Mayfair's like, why not? The guy's a fucking incredible champ. He's got everything. Or the best promo in the business, Leonardo Darwin. It's not going to happen, but still, I would love that because he's fucking incredible. But yeah, Robbie X would be my main choice with no Michael Oku, I think.
I'm going to go with, I was doing it for a few weeks now. I was thinking Jay White would return if he's fit to win. But I think when he comes back, they're going to strap a rocket to him because I think the main event scene or the upper mid card towards the main event scene needs some new blood in it with Swerve Ospreay,
semi Kenny Omega and MJF not being around much. But I saw something online that's kind of triggered me to go with this direction now, and that Claudio wins it. And this will lead the whole show up to Claudio wins, Pac destroys Darby, Shatir and Megan Bang win a tag match. So it's a great night for the Death Riders, and then John Moxley loses to Kyle O'Reilly, and that's why they turn him. Like, they're all successful, they're all doing well, and he's just a dog that needs to be taken out back and put down. Like look, Claudio's had a great, an understated 2025. He's been great this year. I'd be well up for it.
To be fair,
yeah.
he has been since he went to AEW. He's never gone out there and done anything less than 3 stars, and most of the time he's on the upper end of that. And he's always gone out there and put the work in every single time he's in there. He might not have had the best storyline sometimes, but that guy's a worker. I wouldn't disagree with that. I think that's a good shout. If you're going to do that, though, you need to have some big matches lined up for him on this UK tour.
So
really cement the fact that it's an international thing.
He's at the point now, I think, where he's what is he? How old was he now? 42? 42, 43. He's at the point now,
42, 43, yeah.
He's not getting any younger. And if he wants to go and do these kind of things, it's kind of now or never. And I think his career has earned a lot more respect than what he's actually got. And this will be the chance for him to have like a 3-4 month crazy run with this. Matches all over, batter a few people. And just give him that moment, in the spotlight. Make him, instead of him being the guy that's alongside whoever he's been alongside his whole career, alongside fucking Jake Hager, alongside Sheamus, alongside the Death Riders. He's always alongside him. His career, when I first got back into WWF, he was the WWE, sorry. He was the guy for me. He was the best wrestler on that roster. He was amazing. But wasn't given a chance to do anything apart from stand there and rip his suit off. So I'm bangers up for this. I think this makes a lot of sense.
I don't know if you guys remember, like when we were doing this probably 6 months ago, I was, it was probably nearly a year ago. It was before the last Continental Classic anyway. I was pulling for him to win the Continental Classic. I would have loved him to get a run in that. So yeah, if it's Claudio winning this national title, I'll be made up with it.
If Claudio, Andy, let me ask you, since you're deep in the British independent sound, if it were to be Claudio, like, AEW week comes, if they run a few shows out there, what indie talent out there would you want them to throw at Claudio over there?
It depends, because if there's a realistic chance of them like switching the belt, oh man, I don't know. Like Luke Jacobs, I think I'd go with a Luke Jacobs. Tate Mayfair's, but like I don't think they will. But he's been on Ring of Honor. I think Luke Jacobs is just waiting for somebody to sign him up. The guy's fucking incredible. But you could, it depends what they want to do. If they've got anyone lined up, whether it's going to be a Robbie X with no Michael Oku or someone, they could always, bring out Trent Seven or someone just for the pop and have, get a decent 10-minute match out of them. Trent can go, and Claudio's fucking boss. But like I say, it depends what they want to do. Whether they want to, if Claudio does win, and it's whether they want him to go on a run or whether they do want to give him a 1 week run and then a massive UK pop and a UK champ.
Yeah,
Leonardo Darwin, Dr. Darwin.
But this is probably this is arguably the most unpredictable casino gauntlet that's done. I think, like, it could go any two ways. It could be anyone.
I think because though the fact it's a showcase title, if you like, that like we're all going to hope there's going to be entries from everywhere. Like, this should not just be an AEW title. The only negative with Claudio winning it for me would be, I don't want this to just be another AEW prop. I want this to be a title that showcases AEW around the world. This would be ideal for that suggestion that we had. I'm not sure, was it Lucy that came up with the idea of a replacement for Dark that is indie matches that AEW wrestlers are involved in that you can then put on a YouTube compilation show or something. This would be ideal for that. Get them out. Kip Sabian, for God's sake, wouldn't be too bad. He's gone up on my estimations the last couple of months. Kip Sabian would be a good shout. A couple of UK matches. Pac, but Pac's in a match like. But Pac would be. I know that'd just be retreading old ground. But Pac with that title, man. Saying that,
no, I mean to say,
don't send Pac back to the UK because he won't get back.
I'm all down for, like, there being some mid-card champions here, but I think you want the first champion to have that gravitas, that something about him, like what the title's going to stand for, what it's going to represent. I'm big on Claudio for this.
Now you say that, I actually agree with that. But I think Claudio winning with him dropping it in the UK would be fucking fantastic.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a long
The
run.
pop
Yeah.
you get in Manchester there, yeah, just Claudio to put some, some importance on it, and then a British champ win it in Manchester. Do that, or a European champ. It doesn't have to be a British champ. It depends who they've got. They may have some talent around from Europe they're looking at.
Well, you brought up Pac just now, so let's transition to Pac and Darby Allin setup. I mean, set up in the simplest way. I mean, fucking Pac gorilla pressing Darby off the fucking stage with the two flaming
Pac.
Yeah, I mean, holy fuck, that
Pac.
was insane right there.
That's my answer, Pac.
Pac wins.
Yeah. Has to.
Pac wins.
He has to. You get no benefit with Pac losing there after coming back. And he's looked like a monster since coming back as well. The guys, we all know how good he is. When he's fit, he's one of the best in the world. Pac wins, he has to.
Fit.
I'm looking forward to this match so much, by the way.
For Pac.
With this, not injured, I mean.
Jesus.
Not
I'm saying like
the guy's
just
in
how
incredible
he came,
shape.
how he fucking came back. Like the dude has always been fit in incredible shape. And then whatever the fuck he did, he took his vitamins and did his prayers, whatever the fuck he did over there. And then like it's still a interesting visual with the fucking attire that he has on, the straps.
It's growing on me, man.
Oh,
I hated it at first, but it's fucking growing on me. Like whereas with Juice, it hasn't with Juice. I hate it when Juice has it, but Pac with that, it's growing on me, man. Really.
Yeah, but I'm with you. I think Pac definitely wins, and like you said, go on, Mark.
No, so I'm genuinely looking forward to this match so much. I feel that this is.
But no, you know what? After hearing your argument for Claudio being the national champion, like if that is the idea for the entire show for everyone except for Moxley to win that night, for a clean sweep except for Moxley, like for storyline wise, like I said, everyone's gonna give him that kind of invisible like side eye, and Mike's like, yo, we're all ascending, and you're like you're trending in the wrong direction. I do think Pac does need this victory more than Darby, because Darby's Teflon. Like he ain't going up or down or whatever, so he'll always be good.
Yeah. Like we said before,
he's in the end. So
he's basically fucking Jeff Hardy, isn't he? So
yeah. Oh, we got double Mark. So yeah, Mark, what do you got? Pac or Darby?
First of all, I've got to say, I'm looking forward to this match more than nearly anything else on the card. I just have a feeling this will be like Pac doesn't get many chances in singles matches on pay-per-view, yeah. I think his last one was against Ospreay was that All Out last year? And then he fought Okada back at Dynasty, was it? Like he doesn't get many chances on pay-per-view. That
was earlier last year, yeah, before.
Yeah, so he doesn't get many chances. So I think that he's going to be so up for this. Darby's a perfect cannon fodder for him. He's going to batter Darby here. Darby have a couple of spirited bounces back, but this is one of the matches. Like this is the match with no gimmick, no stipulation to it, that I think will be the best match of that ilk. This will be the best normal match of the night, I think. And yeah, Pac's going to win. Pac has to win. It just has to win.
Agreed.
Yeah, no.
Next match,
clean sweep for Pac here. Sorry, so let's move on to let's go with the $1 Million Trios match. We got Josh Alexander and the Young Bucks versus Kenny Omega and Jurassic Express right here.
I think this is the match I'm most excited about, to be honest, because I'm convinced that this is going to result in the Young Bucks rescuing Kenny Omega at the end, coming to his aid, or turning on the Don Callis family, whatever you want to call it. The way they've built this with the little hints is great. I mean, that the little vignette in the show last week when they're talking about family and they're going, family, right? Yeah. And they put the look on the Bucks' face, like knowing that they're going to have to put Kenny Omega down. It ain't happening. This is the slow face turn. We're going to get the Elite back, and I'm so fucking excited about this.
Who do they feud with? The Don Callis family?
What, once this is over, or
if the elite are back together as a group of faces, if you've got the Bucks, they're Don Callis family, isn't it?
Yeah, anybody, like any group of people in that Don Callis family, and you could, as we've said before, with the state Kenny Omega seems to be in terms of not being able to do many, full long matches, real kind of Kenny Omega matches, if you like. What it's trios? Stick the fucking trios on him in the Bucks, because you will still get 5-star matches every
Definitely.
fucking time them three go out. It makes too much sense, man. And we all want that feel good moment of the Elite being back with Kenny, and then eventually, coming to Hangman's aid as he's, maybe getting the shit beaten out of him by the Don Callis family at some point, or Jay White and the the Bang Bang Gang or whatever. Just do it. Do it, man. Give me the Elite. Just give me it back together. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's time. I think,
Yes.
listen, as great as the Broke Bucks have been since All In, I mean, shit, you can make an argument they've been the best thing on TV consistently for like the past few months. I mean, like I love it. I love Nick Jackson just blowing all the funds, like the $500,000, and they're back broke again. And listen, man, Don Callis is break glass in case of emergency right there for forever. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, add a million members to the Don Callis family, and it's fucking golden television. And yeah, I think so that would mean Omega and Express win the match then, right?
Or they lose, and then the Don Callis family start a full-on fucking beatdown on Kenny Omega afterwards, and the Bucks are like walking away, and they give them that look, and they're like, for fuck's sake, yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
Big
Kazu.
Yes,
Okada got to come down. He's been on BTE. He's been on Dynamite. He's like don't take too much time or TikTok. Like, I think he'll come down that entry ramp, and he'll be like, yo, time's up. Like, time to.
I've got it.
What's up?
We do that. Then we have a 5-on-5 or 4-on-4, whatever. But the Elite against 5 members of the Don Callis family. The Elite have a mystery partner. Okada's leading the fucking Don Callis family. The Elite have a mystery partner. Who is it? Takeshita.
Oh,
Yes.
God. That'd be fucking amazing.
That needs to happen.
Oh yeah, it definitely does. That's one way, but then I think about just the story that they're telling on TV right now with fucking Okada trying to turn Kyle Fletcher against Takeshita. Like,
I'd have Takeshita get fucked over first. I'd have the Don Callis family fuck him over first. So he's gone. And then
he's already playing the season. He's like, how does Proto Okada sound to you? And then fucking Kyle, like the young boy that he doesn't know, he doesn't realize what's going on right there. Like, you're being fucking, he's pulling at your goddamn strings behind you. But like I said, it's the perfect story. Like I said, whenever they're about to turn on Takeshita, like Kyle is going to be right there, and you think he's going to fight side by side to Takeshita, that fight with his brother. He's going to take one step back and bam, low blow right between and uprights.
And look, at the end of the day, if we get the Elite back together, we can
uprights.
He's
bollocks.
At the end of the day, if we get the Elite back together as well, when Will Ospreay does come back and have an eventual heel turn, which is going to happen, whether that's sooner rather than later, it'll probably be later. But then you've got the Elite. Then you could go against the United Empire down the line, which because they're going to do this, they're going to do that at some point, aren't they? Some of these matches that we're going to get out of these, because the Young Bucks don't do bad matches, and they can cover up for any issues that Kenny might have. And what I did like, by the way, is that when they have that little clip, it was Matt Jackson that was the one who looks conflicted at the moment. Nick Jackson's just all about the money at the moment, isn't he? So I think there's going to be a tease of a bit of tension between the two when it comes to Kenny. And yes, we're getting it. I'm being the Elite's back in it, so it's going to do it.
Can I say that the Young Bucks are, without a shadow of a doubt, and it's not even debatable, have the most unwarranted hate in the history of this business now.
Yes.
Like, they literally, I mean, like, again, it's disingenuous, in my opinion, to compare any other tag team's actual match portfolio to them. Because I think if you bring up the Legion of Doom, if you bring up Anderson and Tully Blanchard, you sound stupid when you watch the matches. Yeah,
Demolition.
It's very, very, like, on the Heart Foundation. Did you watch Jim the Anvil Neidhart wrestle? Like, he was incredibly mediocre. He was just part of a good, like, name me 3 good Heart Foundation matches, because you definitely can't, like, memorable ones.
No, that's a good fucking point, man.
The Young Bucks are incredible characters as well. They are not just good wrestlers. They are fucking brilliant. But they've done so much good for this industry. And obviously, we know the reason they get hated, because it stems from the CM Punk thing. Obviously, it does the same as with Jack Perry. Of course it does. It's no surprise that the one person that CM Punk eventually spoke well of, Hangman Adam Page, he never got the same level of abuse as them. Or when it turned out that Kenny Omega was all with him despite what happened, he never got the abuse. But the ones that there was never any, CM Punk never came out and gave them any kind of defense back, were the Bucks and Perry. And they're the ones that get this unwarranted, inexplicably stupid, vitriolic hatred for just existing and being realistically a lot better than their favorite.
Yeah. And they are the
Fucking
best
love the
tag team
Bucks.
of all
I
time.
fucking love the Bucks.
Yeah,
Like
I
they
mean,
legit,
good.
they're the best tag team of all time. There's no argument with that
They're
at
so
all.
good.
For me.
no. All right, moving on.
Are we
Kyle
all in agreement
Fletcher-
then that we're getting the elite back?
Yeah, elite
Yeah,
definitely.
of course we are.
Yeah, I mean, good
But
times are
if-
underway.
I'm not sure. Like, I think we just get a very strong hint on this show because
Yeah,
I'm
probably.
adamant. I'm adamant that this is it for Mox and the Death Riders. I don't
Yeah,
see
I
this going
suppose.
on beyond this show.
They're
And
not going to do.
therefore,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, sorry, carry on.
yeah, that's literally it. I don't think you get. But I mean, maybe you do. Maybe they are the two parallels we're drawing this. The Elite are back together, the Death Riders are split up. And maybe that is how it works. I just feel that's giving a lot away in one go. But if they've got stories prepared for the next 2 to 4 or 5 months between them all, then fucking pull the trigger, go for it. Let's go fucking crazy, man.
And it's going to be.
Let's fuck shit up.
It's going to be a feel-good moment when the Young Bucks finally realise that friendship and family is more important than money that they've been chasing. Do it.
Absolutely.
Tell me.
We know this match is going to fuck up. The match is going to be really
Oh
good.
yeah,
We also know who's taking the pin, probably. But yeah, it's all good.
yeah, pretty much.
I'm saying every time I've said that, he ends up actually getting the pin, so maybe not.
We'll see, man. We'll see. So yeah, we got Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe TNT Championship. No disqualification. If Briscoe loses, he will join the Don Callis family, and that is why I am picking Kyle Fletcher to win, because it's great fucking television. If
I'm the
Mark
same.
Briscoe, against his will, joins the Don Callis family, and I wonder if during this match we get a reveal of who attacked Mark Briscoe during Blood and Guts, because I believe Kyle Fletcher, when he said on Collision that neither him or any of his members from the family attacked Briscoe. Because
I mean, it'd be a bit anticlimactic if it ends up being one of them. It'll be a bit stupid if it is. So it has to be someone else.
And also,
So
this is the 5th or 6th match that he's had with Mark. He's never needed help from the outside or anyone in between for his matches to win. Like, he's either won clean or lost clean in his matches against Briscoe. So he doesn't, like, character-wise or storyline-wise, like, history between him and Briscoe, he doesn't need the help. But I like like I said, he says it right then and there. I believe him, because think about it. If it was anyone in the Don Callis family, why would they deny it? Like, if Don Callis had any part of it, he would say, "Yeah, I did that shit." And what? I got 12 family members. You're not gonna do it. So I think Kyle is telling the truth. And I did a little video the other day. I don't know if I told you guys in the chat. Gut feeling, it was Roddy. It was.
Honestly,
it was fucking Roddy.
That wouldn't surprise me.
And then here's the thing: like, if the night goes how we talked about earlier, with hopefully the eventual Kyle O'Reilly and Mox match, in which Kyle O'Reilly wins, and that he gets the world title shot. Can you imagine the fucking gut feeling, the shot to the gut, if Roddy were to cost Kyle his one and only title shot, like, down the line, or just fuck him over?
Well, if you're gonna do that, then you don't reveal who it is. You have.
No, I was just saying, like, not now.
Not now. Briscoe win. Briscoe win. Sorry, not Briscoe win. Briscoe lose. Briscoe's in the Don Callis family. Then give Kyle O'Reilly the shot. Kyle O'Reilly loses because Roddy fucks him over, and it was revealed it was Roddy all along. Scooby-Doo moment. A little bit better than Vince.
I wonder.
It was me, Kyle.
This is the kind of match that genuinely, that all I want on pay-per-view is intrigue, really. And I think that Fletcher wins this, but I wouldn't put money on it. Gun to my head, I ain't committed to the outcome of this match. Like most matches on this card, I'm not committed to the outcome, which is a really, really good thing.
It's too obvious for Briscoe to win, I think, because we all everybody thinks Briscoe, and it's one that, like, sometimes, look, we all say sometimes the most obvious is the best, but in this occasion, I think the most obvious wouldn't be the best. I would like to see, because, as you say, Brett, it would make great TV. Briscoe being forced to be part of the Don Callis family. It's fucking great, man. Put Briscoe in some tag matches with Okada or someone.
But yeah, I mean, I think the most fun outcome here is Fletcher wins, because, again, it's all about what's going to be good TV. Like, they've got 4 hours of TV a week. Briscoe, 6 or 7 minutes of Briscoe with Don Callis family every week. Fucking good TV, man. That's what I want. Like, I want Fletcher to win. I want Briscoe to win the title down the line, 100%. But just for now, this is more interesting. And because he's had so many shots and not won it, it feels slightly anticlimactic, because it's been safe. Fight Fletcher lose. But so I think he steps away from this full circle round. Man, make it at Wembley next year. Let Briscoe finally win singles gold at Wembley next year.
I think he should win it on a random Dynamite. I feel like I think you suggested that a while ago. I feel like that would be far more impactful than, Briscoe, building up to it. I think just have him do a random title match on Dynamite in a couple of months, and he finally fucking wins, whether it's the TNT title or whatever.
You could come back to like I said in a couple of months. You could come back to Briscoe and Fletcher, like I said, on the main event of a Dynamite, and Fletcher could be in a position like, what more do you have to offer? You're already a part of my family, and you could do a good old fashioned. If I don't beat you, I retire. Like title versus career. You could do it in a few months.
Title versus Chicken Farm. You can have me Chicken Farm.
Oh, yes.
Have me Tractor.
His career, the chicken farm, the tractor, everything. Like, you know what? Let him bring a deed, like just the dirtiest looking sheet of paper, the deed of like to his chicken farm in Delaware.
His 12 kids, them all. Get them all.
He has more kids than teeth. That's crazy. It's insane.
What's the next match?
All right. In the next match, we got the tag team title match. We got Brodito versus FTR, and it's just continuing the theme with this show. Like, it's another one where I can't put money.
Brodito.
I can't put money at. I like Brodito. There's still so much mileage you can get out of this team. Like, they are easily maybe the most likable act in all of wrestling right now. I mean, fuck, like nobody expected them to gel like the way that they have like the past 3-4 months being the tag team champions. And fuck, man, we know with FTR they're gonna have a match of the night caliber type of match, because we say Young Bucks are the best tag team in the world. FTR is like right behind them.
Yeah,
I would say at number
They're
2.
definitely,
and
they definitely are. Yeah.
shit.
You know my reasoning for this. I just don't want FTR to win, because I feel like we would be 100% getting a cope return at that point, and I would rather drag it out a little bit longer. And I don't feel like FTR, Edge and Christian needs a title. And I feel like you could easily build that up to be something huge without a title. You don't need a title.
This is the one thing I would say. Tony Khan. Tony Khan has wanted certain things. I think he's envisioned certain things in his life, and I think he envisioned the Young Bucks be the hardest for the tag titles being a big thing. Obviously, the hardest were barely moved by them. I think he sees Edge and Christian as tag champs as something that he probably used his little figures for when he had the little Hasbros back in the day with the blue WWF ring, when he used to play with his figures like every real man did when they were growing up. I think that he fuck yeah, my mate Aaron has got like, I don't know, I hope he hasn't sold them, but yeah, like, I'm talking around 100 of the fucking things. I used to have them as well, but I destroyed them all because I used to play them. I used to cover them in red until they were bleeding. And so all of mine got like red felt tip on them, or like they were missing a hand because I chopped it off in a dumpster truck match or something fucking stupid.
Was that when you were pretending you were the Saudis running the WWE?
Yeah, Tony Khan. I think Tony Khan sees this. I think he sees the Young Bucks beat Edge and Christian down the line. But, I mean, in my opinion, I think FTR do win. I'm not saying I want it. I think FTR do win. Maybe not on Sunday, but they do win the tag titles. I think Cope and Christian win them off them. I think Cope and Christian turn heel whilst champions, and I think they lose into the Bucks next summer. Again, as far as I'm concerned, every big match possible is happening at Wembley next year. But yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. I think that's going to be the trajectory of the titles.
I just feel like that, like a Cope return after this match with everyone else that's going on here will just it will fucking hit like fucking white dog shit.
Not now. I don't think it happens now. I think it happens on FTR title celebrations, like Stokely raising the toast to them or something, and that's when you get him. Well, that's when you get him and Christian. I don't think it's yet. I hope it's not yet. I think it's FTR doing the titles. It wouldn't surprise me if Brodito win. There's some element of shenanigans, and then then we get it with a stipulation, and that's when FTR win the tag titles.
Hey, grandma. I mean, Bandito's grandma could get involved, like do some shenanigans, take Stokely out on the outside. I mean, I still can't like get my mind off that great video tribute that they did with his grandmother. That was beautiful, and like I said, timing and everything like happening for me. I was like, fuck, man. I was like, if I didn't love Bandito enough already, I saw that. I'm like, damn, dude, like, because he from beating Jericho for the Ring of Honor title back in April, and then now like he's just shown more of his personality over the past couple of months. Like he's easily within the next 2 couple years, he's gonna be AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Like no doubt about it. I mean, it'll be good. But yeah, I think Brodito will win, and yeah, like and
Hopefully.
shit, I'm excited for like the future matchup between the Young Bucks and Cope and Cage, because like if like I think, you know, just as great as the Bucks are, like I mean, not saying that Cage and Cope are like bad or gonna drag, but if you're gonna get the best out of those two, like who better than the fucking Young
Bucks.
Bucks to do? And then like,
Well, to be fair, FTR will get a great match out of them. It's
Yeah,
just that last match was so WWE, like it was like the closest thing to a full on WWE match you'll get in
yeah.
AEW, and it wasn't a bad one. It was a good example of one. It was just
I'm
know.
real curious to see like when that match eventually does happen, like how Cope and Cage like work around or like adjust to like that style, that tempo. But I mean, it's the Bucks. They fucking work great with everyone. So I mean, and in a perfect world, I would if there's a final tag match for Cope and Cage, it would be against the Young Bucks. I mean, who could do the honors better than those two? I mean, shit, get the fucking Kleenexes out, because you're gonna shed a tear or two after that match. All right, we got 2 matches left. I'm gonna flip an imaginary coin. Which one we're gonna talk about? We're gonna talk women's world title, Statlander, Mercedes. I think, my opinion, it's got to be Stat.
I
It's
think
got to be
so.
Stat.
Yeah.
And it's they're telling the easiest story. I mean, Statlander has done this in a couple promos now, that Mercedes is busy doing side quests all around the world, with all these different belts now. She's on number 13 right now, but she's not focused on the main prize in AEW, the big belt in all of women's wrestling, how Stat is putting it. So, and I just think the level of confidence that Stat has built, like in this go around in 2025 now, I mean, and also, if you know the history of Full Gear, it's the revenge pay-per-view. Like, it rights the wrongs in yesteryears. We've seen it with Hangman and Omega. We've seen it, with MJF and Mox, like, in the past. So this is, Full Gear is the full circle moment for Chris Statlander. I think she will beat Mercedes Moné, and gut feeling, I think this is going to start the domino effect with Mercedes, that whatever belts she's going to have, whether it's 13, 14, you're going to start seeing a downward tick of...
It has to be 13. Unlucky. 13 is unlucky. 13 has to be the start of the downfall.
It's a strange one though, isn't it? Because like none of these indie promotions are going to be in any rush to get the title off her, because the business they're doing with her as the champ is up.
Yeah.
So that they ain't going to be in any rush to. I mean, I don't think Rev Pro will be in any rush to take the title off her, which it's a good and a bad thing in a way,
But I think it's realistic. She shouldn't go on and suddenly lose 13 matches in a row. You don't.
No,
I mean,
not
obviously,
at all.
Liverpool are a prime example of being good, then being absolutely fucking terrible. No offense, Andy, but like it's not realistic for her to suddenly be unbeatable to then become. I mean, well, and Liverpool kind of completely going against what I'm saying here. Again, sorry, Andy, but I think that she should like lose the titles over a period of time, over a period of a couple of months. But it shouldn't be 13 straight defeats. There's just got to be some wins in there somewhere. Otherwise, it's a bit silly, I think.
It should really be dragged out over a 12-month period to me. I feel
well, here's the thing, like, so let's say like after Saturday she loses Stat, you can legitimately keep her off of television for a good period of time. Of course, have cameras following her all over the world, like, for her different title shots and defenses. Like you said, you can have lose one here, win a defense here, lose one here. You could drag this out, because if I'm memory correct, like they always do Revolution in March, April. You could drag this out to like fucking April or May May next year. Easily 5-6 months, especially like with how the women's division has been elevated the past few months. I mean, like there's plenty of talent, for Stat to go around. And then we saw the little teases, between her and Willow, like they're not there yet, so they're definitely going to revisit that like down the line. And then we already saw, like I said, from the cage match from Blood and Guts, that more than likely Marina Shafir is going to be the next challenger. I mean, how they set up between her and Stat. So you can easily write Mercedes off for like the next 4 or 5 months of television, no problem. And her losing the belt, over a 5-6 month period, and then she comes back just completely no dozen indie guys like carrying all of her belts. and whatnot, and then that just drastically affects the job market right there, because Mercedes has done more for independent wrestling than the WWE ID program has in its entire existence, in my opinion. I mean, she's a job creator. She is so unselfish and so just we're not worthy, but that's a discussion for another day. But yeah, Stat wins this. I think Stat wins this one.
I agree, and the two matches they had previously are two of the best women's matches I've ever seen, so I have very high hopes for this. This will probably be a legit 5-star match. Dave will give it 3.
Well, let's pump the brakes, because I thought the women's blood and guts match was gonna get that shit. But Dave said like that Geico commercial you're in the scenes like, oh, you almost had it. You got to do the equations, Brett. You should have studied better in maths class. You do blood and guts match, 5 stars, divided by Dave Meltzer, 56, and then you get the fact that it's whatever it is. I don't know, but basically that's what Dave does. You add in the women, divided by W.
I mean, I don't listen to what he says because I don't care what he says. I just find it quite amusing. What was his? I don't know if you heard either of you two, but I'm looking at you specifically, Brett. Why did he? What was his reasoning for only giving it 4.5?
I didn't listen to it either. Like all I ever see like online is just the ratings. I never like go back and listen to his explanations of why he does it.
I was going to say,
like I would imagine his explanation was really good match. It wasn't in the Tokyo Dome. Will Ospreay wasn't in it, and it was women, so it's only 4. I'd give it 4.5. I gave the men's 5, and I thought it was better than the men's.
Yeah, the women's
I'm not seeing
way
anyone.
Better.
No one has said that the men's. I've not heard a single person, like even the bad faith accounts. I've not heard anyone say that the men's was better than the women's, because it wasn't. It simply wasn't.
Look, it's a taste thing at the end of the day, isn't it? Some people like some people like TNA. They actually do. No, they do. Some people like the Fed. Like some people like men's wrestling. Some people like women's wrestling. Some people don't like women's wrestling.
Just means they're fucking weird. It's but with he gave Hangman Swerve the cage match 5, and he said he didn't like the match. He's like, well, I suppose I've got to give it 5 stars because of blah blah blah. But yet you didn't do this. But that's what he basically said. Oh, not really my taste. I didn't really like it, but I suppose I've got to give it 5 stars. Then how? What's your justification? Like, where's the rhyme? Where's the reason? How are you getting to this position with the women's match where you're not saying, like, you're literally going against? I mean, maybe he does it for shits and giggles now. I don't know, but he comes across like he's a freaking 60-year-old man. Like
I think he just doesn't like women's wrestling. I think it is that what you say. He's a 68, 70-year-old man, whatever he is, and I feel like wrestling's changed so much over the years, and he probably just doesn't like the fact that women's wrestling has evolved to what it is. Whereas, like, we love it, we think it's fantastic. It's better than it's ever been for me.
Women's wrestling has been better than men's wrestling on the whole in 2025. The best moment of the year came from Hangman and Moxley, 100%. But on the whole, I have definitely enjoyed women's wrestling. Like going to Eve, like I don't watch WWE, but seeing what the women do over there, seeing how good Io Sky is. And everything that's happening in AEW, like there's so many people. Every time Mercedes is on TV, like if I'm sitting there watching a live show and I'm sitting there tweeting away, like there's certain people I automatically look up when their music hits so I hear their voice. And it's like Hangman's one of them, but then it's Willow, it's Mercedes, it's Harley, it's Statlander, it's Tony Storm. Like it's the women. Like they've had a fucking fantastic year, and
100%.
They put on the match of the night the other day. And he's ranked it technically the joint worst match of the night. Granted, still giving it a 9 out of 10 in layman's terms, but still, I just, again, we spent way too long talking about 68-year-old man's fucking star ratings here. So, anyways, yeah, Statlander's gonna win.
Yeah, well, you know what? We've been banging on the desk like for the longest, like on this show about how the women need to be elevated more, need to be put in more prominent positions, given opportunities. And fair credit to Tony Khan, like for like I'd say the second half of this year, I think he's come through with it. I mean, we now have like, dude, the tomorrow special, we got 3-4 matches on the show tomorrow. I mean, we've had like, and that's almost kind of become the regular like the past couple of months. So, slowly but surely, like it's making marks. And like Mark just said, like women's wrestling has easily been the best part of all of wrestling, whether it's WWE, AEW, throughout the entire year. And then you look at the potential like talent pool of free agents coming up next year. I'd say the talent pool is like far more bigger amongst the women in the world, in my opinion, than the men. And I mean, shit, I could give you so many like free agents
I
coming
know
up
Bailey's
next
up
year.
at the end of next year. Who else is up next year?
I don't. Well, I mean, I was looking more on the independent scene. I mean, you look at potential like a Nikki Blackheart coming up. Like, I mean, she's on the smaller independent runs right now. You've seen My World and Heian like show up on Collision and Dynamite the past couple weeks. I mean, shout out to them. Like, who knew that doing 3 fucking minutes can get you back to back fucking matches? And then, like you said, and now the news that starting next year in January they're doing a Collision residency at the Esports Arena. And thank God it's just Collision. And guess what? It's in San Antonio. That means Heian and My World are going to be called on regularly to do those shows. Whether they're Texas natives over there, so they're going to get
that's
more.
Not the same one they did the last one, is it? Then the last one was Arlington, wasn't it?
I think it's
That's
the same
one.
arena.
It's the same one. Yeah,
it's the same one.
Oh, it's okay, cool.
And it's a great fucking. It's a great fucking arena. Like I was there for
it's much better than the 2300. Yeah.
And it's only going to be Collision and Ring
of
Honor as well. So, like, that's like 10 times better already. Dynamite shouldn't be in any of those residencies.
No, so thank God it's just going to be Collision for the month of January. So, like I said, Tony watches the show, so he heard our complaints about the 2300 arena. So, I mean, we just got to keep putting boots to asses to him. But all right,
can I just touch on one last thing with the women?
Yep.
Like, so, like, we've all complained. Everyone's fucking complained. Everyone has like rightly complained, and so I think it's important to give credit where it's due. And I think the tag titles are long overdue, but they're now here. Ignore what's happened in the past. The tag titles are here. The division looks strong. The tournaments are interesting. It's going to cause discourse whatever happens, but it's still been really good. Doing the first Women's Blood and Guts was another big thing. Again, probably was it overdue, or was this just the right time to do the first one? Probably the right time to do the first one. If they weren't forcing it and having people in that probably shouldn't be in these matches, they've now got this incredible, deep, talented, diverse roster, and it worked perfectly. And it should be a regular thing if the storylines permit. The same with the men's. It should be going forwards. The one thing I would say is we need to see this consistency on TV, because people aren't going to improve. People aren't going to be investable if they're not on TV regularly. And we know Tony Storm's going to do more in 30 seconds in an interview than half of wrestlers will do in a 15-minute match. We know that. But they do need, we still have the majority of Dynamites. Women have one match. And that needs to improve. It needs to be more than one Dynamite. If we're having a 5 or 6 match card, we've got to be having more than one match, and that's something that does need to change. It's good having the headline moments because they're important and they're great, but it's important that the undercurrent of what everyone moaned about, and just again like that time when they didn't put a women's match on, so they quickly threw Brooke Baker against a job one, and it went off like a minute and a half just to say here's a women's match. It still should be more than one match a week, in my opinion. And that's something that, while again, it's not resting on laurels. Basically, we're having big moments. This fucking roster's huge and great. It needs more than one match per Dynamite. It gets too on Collision often. Dynamite's the flagship show. Dynamite is having however many people watching it around the world. A lot of people watch this show. Whatever people want to say, it needs to have more than one match. 75 minutes in.
I agree.
Agreed. Right. So, final match, main event. Joe Hangman to steel cage match. I mean, we all know the result of this, but I mean, it's going to be a good fucking match.
Bloody mess. Hangman wins.
Yeah, Hangman wins. Bloody crimson mask to end the show right there. Yeah, I mean,
I'm not sure that, I don't know. I'm a little bit more. I think there's more to it than just a basic match, not basic match, but a match that goes off the air. If this is the main event, if it's the main event, which I'm actually not 100% it's going to be. If this is the main event, something is happening rather than Hangman beats him. Everyone's happy. Let's go.
Let me tell you what I would do. All right, because it's not as out there as some of the things I would usually like to see happen. Doesn't involve Orange Cassidy turn heel yet. But what I would like to do, I would, regardless of, like, depending on what happens in a prior match, I would like to see Hangman get the win, Joe and the Ops start beating the fuck out of him. I don't want to see Eddie Kingston or Hook anywhere near the cage. I would much rather see Kenny Omega hobble into the ring to try and help Hangman, and the Bucks come down and help him, and we get a full on.
Mate, that would be perfect.
That would be the ending of the year. It's not going to happen, but it would be amazing.
Now, to make it perfect, to make it perfect, like go back earlier in the night to the trios match. Don't have the Bucks. If Kenny's getting beaten down, Kenny gets beaten down. Don't let the
just
Bucks
have them looking conflicted and be like,
yes.
oh,
They
then when
fuck
Kenny
off.
comes,
They walk up
Yeah.
the ramp, and like you said, fast forward to the main event. Hangman wins. He's getting beaten down. A hobbled Kenny Omega come down to help him up. They're both getting beaten down, and then the fucking Bucks the Bucks will be at the top of the ramp. They're still like, we go.
Matt
and
Jackson
then
comes down, Nick's counting his money, and Matt's like, come on, and Nick's like, for fuck's sake, yeah, come on then,
Yes.
let's go. Do it. And then play Carry On My Wayward Son to end the fucking night.
Oh, that'll work.
Oh my God. Amazing.
But realistically, what I think is going to happen,
There's the Omega Hangman history at Full Gear as well. So, and Bucks.
Yes.
There is history at Full Gear from what, 4 years ago now? 4 years ago, yeah, 2021.
One of my favorite
Yes.
pay-per-views of all time, yeah. I just don't want it to end with Hook coming down to make the save, and
Oh my God!
like
Hook coming down to make the save and turning heel and costing Hangman the title. And Hook is the reason that Samoa Joe wins the title. That's not beyond the realms of possibility.
You said earlier that Tony has ideas and he always likes to see them too. He's got this idea that Hook's going to be a star, and I think it's just because he's a nice guy and he loves Taz and wants to do right by him. But fuck me, man, how much effort are you going to put into trying to push Hook? Like change his character or something, reboot, go back, try again. I'm not saying completely get rid. Go back, try again, try something new. But Hook as he is, man, you're just putting so much effort into pushing him. He should not be anywhere near the world title scene. And I'm not about in a match. I mean, just anywhere near it.
He should not be in the same building as that title. He should not be. Listen, 3 words. I can only give 3 words when it comes to Hook. Ring of Honor.
Yeah, 100%.
Ring of Honor. If it's gonna be the how do you say that the kind of the feeder system to AEW or the developmental system, then that's where Hook should be, to work on his character, work on his in-ring, work on his overall package, because it's been almost over 4 years now and we have not seen that progression from Hook. And I'm sorry, and it just sucks that guys who came up in the same time period as you have not just passed you, they've lapped you over and
100%.
over again. And then plus the additional free agent signings this past year. I mean, like Kevin Knight, Speedball, Ace Austin. There are guys that are just miles and leaps and bounds way better than Hook. And I'm sorry, like I said, with this bit that he's doing Eddie Kingston, this is his last chance, in my opinion. If this does not work out for him, end this shit as soon as possible. Free our boy Eddie Kingston from the shackles that are known as Hook, okay? Because he's here, he's healthy. I don't want him in a babysitting role.
Do more with him.
I don't want Eddie in a fucking babysitting role with Hook if he is not progressing or if he's not carrying his own weight. Like, let's fucking go. I mean, I got Eddie Kingston and Samoa Joe in the same match, but I got them barely interacting. That's fucking unacceptable in my opinion.
You can use it. It's like you're using Eddie Kingston to try and get Hook over. You've done this before. You used Samoa Joe to get him over. No one really gave a fuck. You used Jericho to get him over. It was the most interested anyone had ever been in Hook until he won the belt, and then it was like, oh yeah, all right, whatever. And he just fucking went back into doing nothing. Oh, actually, when he was with Danhausen, people seemed to give a fuck for some reason. But outside that, nobody's ever give a fuck. And like,
do you know why people give a fuck? Because that's his place on the card. The lower mid card fodder. There's entertainment, light humor. That is where he was. That is his position on the card. Some people are not meant to be the main event guys. Some people are never going to be the main event guys. Some people are never going to be the mid card guys. Some people are going to be the guys that are there for a bit of comic relief or just a little bit of fun. And you might get a pop when you give them like a mid card title match on pay-per-view sometimes. That's what he is. You don't need to force the issue because his dad's a lovely man and a legend. Like, just chill. It's not working. I think it's nothing against him personally. That's the thing. Like, I do take the piss online. I do it mainly to pop you, Andy, with it on, because I don't have anything, but I have no emotion towards him. It's probably worse than, but that's worse. Having no emotion is worse than having negative emotions. Because like, when it does come back, okay, and I'm not going to be like, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm just going to look at my phone until it's over.
No, honestly, mate, that's exactly what I'm like, though. Like, he's on, and I just don't care. I like to care. I want to care. He comes on the screen, and I don't give a fuck. In fact, the only time it does get me angry and to the point where I do care is when I'm pissed off because he's taken time away from what Eddie Kingston should be doing when he's 44. So his career's now coming into its last run. He's coming off a long injury, and he's going to spend a year trying to get Hook over as some kind of favor, and it's like, I don't know, like maybe I'm being harsh, I don't know, but I would love Hook to go to Ring of Honor, even NXT somewhere, and just change his character up, and I'm sure they can do something with him. But as it is, he's not changed in 4 years, and it just doesn't work.
He's someone that I would say you've nailed it on the head there. He should be going to NXT. Some people just like suit certain brands, and it's not even Ring, like he suits NXT. Look, you look at like you look at Brian Pillman Jr. Like, yes, he's never going to be a main superstar there, but he's found a real purpose over there in that role, and it's working for him, and it's fucking brilliant for him. And I'm happy because he seems like a nice enough fella. And the same with Ricky Starks. Just it didn't work for whatever. I did find him pretty irritating the majority of the time, especially for the last year or so. But like, he's obviously doing far better work there now. It's working for him.
Ethan Page.
Some things just work.
Ethan Page is a great example. He was like, solid enough wrestler, nothing amazing. He has a lot more charisma and talk ability than Hook, but he wasn't going anywhere. And he went to NXT. They've they've not even repackaged him that much. They've just given him a bit of a boost, a little bit of a character kind of, push, and he's doing great stuff over there.
He's the one that I think
for that brand.
They should have done more. Like, I think they tried with Ricky Starks, Ricky Saints, and it didn't work. Like Brian Pillman, just again, there was just too many people in his way, like way too many people in his way. I actually liked Ethan Page. I thought this guy's got a lot of charisma. I really did like him, and he was realistically, along with the Lucha Bros, that was the one that actually was like, I'm annoyed that didn't work out. Yeah. The Lucha Bros, I know they haven't been on TV for a long time, and now what they're doing there.
Ethan Page can talk, and that's, there's something like that you can't teach people. And like Hook, I don't know if he'll ever learn that. Ethan Page just had a natural, charisma and ability to talk. I would honestly, I'd love to see Hook go to NXT or something, or even do an excursion. I mean, that excursion for Jack Perry in Japan did him wonders. I just do something with him and don't have him involved in this main event. Sorry, I know that's taking over our main event talk, but yeah, Hangman wins. Please keep Hook away. It'd be a good match.
Yeah, it will. But like I said,
he's the best babyface champion in the world.
Pretty much, keep the Hooker away. Keep Hook away, and free.
He's a proper babyface as well, Hangman. That's what I love. He's a full-on authentic babyface. None of this fake character shit. Just his babyface character is just being a genuinely good fucking dude who cares about real issues. It's like
that will burn down someone's house that they threaten their family.
He's a proper fucking man. He's a proper fucking man.
Hangman never did anything wrong.
Family's honor. He defended his family's honor. He drinks fucking whiskey all day, every day. He fights for the right fucking moral things. Everything about he's a proper fucking man in 2025. That is, you want to see a real fucking man? That's a real fucking man. Hangman Adam Page is a proper man. Fucking love the dude.
And he shouldn't be losing this title anytime soon. No. And actually, by the end of this, the Elite would be my dream scenario. What I do think may happen is we may get a Jay White return, because the Hangman's run at the moment, because of the way AEW is they're struggling for top end heels, in my opinion. Top end heel challenges. It's crying out for a fucking Jay White heel run. Jay White doing the stuff he was doing in New Japan before he signed for AEW. Fuck me, that would be a hell of a fucking couple of months feud. Do it.
I mean, I do think we get a return at the end of, I think the Elite thing is idealistic, and we romanticize that, and it was fucking good. But I do think there's a more realistic person that returns at the end of Full Gear.
Who's that?
No one. MJF.
Chris Jericho. Britt Baker. Oh yeah, MJF's the one they're crying out for, actually. Yeah, I was just thinking Jay White, just because we hear he's coming back. But yeah, fucking if you're gonna, he need Hangman after, like, this actually worked out really well with Joe, in that it gave Hangman the win he didn't have over Joe, and this is just, this is dragging out a little bit, whatever, it works. It's dragging out, but it works. But fuck, he needs a top level heel next. So whether that is a return in Jay White, or whether it's a menacing at his fucking best, worst MJF, it needs this run needs one of those guys next.
Agreed.
MJF world title match for World's End, I think.
That wouldn't be a bad way to end the year.
Was it MJF Hook World's End? Was it? Sorry, MJF. Okay, MJF Joe World's End when he lost.
Yes,
2023.
the reveal of Cole.
Yeah.
The worst pay-per-view I've ever been. I think the worst pay-per-view of AEW pay-per-view I've been to.
Until the last 3 matches, it was Vince McMahon. It was stomping grounds level of bullshit until the last 3 matches.
Yeah, it was
maybe we get a different Handman match, whether it's a Jay White return and MJF returns at World's End, and just kind of, to be the actual devil at that point rather than the fake devil.
But this whole pay per view, none of us have said anything with dead certainty for this pay per view. Like the most convinced I am about a match is Stat beating Mercedes, but even then, gun to my head, I still say, yeah, you never know. Like you never do know. So like this pay per view is genuinely like wide open. And that's a great thing. Like there's so many angles that we think everything we've said here, there's an element of realism that this could actually happen this weekend. And that's all I want from a pay-per-view.
We've missed a few things out as well because we've got the big Boom and Doom match. So
and the pre-show, Boom and Doom versus Trent and Rocky Romero.
I never wanted to see any of this Big Boom AJ shit. But I actually do find it mildly entertaining. The guy's fucking.
As long as it stays in its lane, as long as it stays in its lane, it's good. Stay on the pre-show.
It's a pre-show match.
Fucking fine.
Yeah, it's a pre-show match. It's not taking a spot from anyone. And think about it, you do have story because remember the pre-show for All In where it was it Trent that pushed the kid down like. Shit, you don't think the kid's gonna get his lick back in this match? Like, he hits a better spear than the Yeet Man.
That's not hard, dude.
Really,
that is not hard. There's one person who hits a spear worse than the Yeet Man. One person hits a spear worse than the Yeet Man. Only one.
It's the Pepsi Man.
And he's the same person who hits the worst buckshot lariat. He's not very good when he's not standing on his feet. Basically, as soon as gravity's not his friend, he is fucking useless. But anyway, that's a story for another day. CM Punk, by the way.
The reason I went on to the pre-show anyway was because we have the real main event for me. The match that involves the true AEW main events is the as a whole greatest AEW star in the history of the fucking world. The guys that have been at the top of the wrestling game forever. The Outrunners in the $200,000 4-way tag match.
Who I didn't even know that was a thing. Who's in this?
It's Caster and Bowens. I think they shit the bed with the story there. They're making the best of what they can, but they should have just kept it going as it was and have Caster eventually beat Bowens in his heel form. Maybe they'll still do that, but they're doing whatever they're doing with that. The Bang Bang Gang. It's Austin and Juice.
Juice.
Yep. They'll probably win, to be honest. Big Bill and Brian Keith, two guys that.
They won't win
all the way. They won't win. Whatever. And the Outrunners, the guys who really should win. I think it's going to be the.
I think the Outrunners. I can see the Outrunners. I can see the Outrunners winning this by rolling up Bowens or Caster when they're arguing. And the Outrunners could be very funny with this. Like we've not had enough Outrunners on TV. We should have more Outrunners on TV. They should be a mainstay on Collision, doing things, even if it's just vignettes.
Yes.
We should see them most weeks. It's a shame they were dropped because They've built up steam twice now, and again, at some point you don't build up steam again. At some point, momentum doesn't return.
AEW are twats for that. It's one of the big things that grates on me with the way AEW booking is. You build some guys up right to the point where they're just about to go, and then you cool them down. They do it with a lot of people, and sometimes you feel like you maybe miss your chance at that point. The Outrunners have been so fucking over now twice, and you're cooling them back down again. And another in that match, another couple of examples. Big Bill was twice. We had him at the point where you're like, do it, and they didn't. And then you bring him back cold as ice for Eddie Kingston for some random reason. But whatever, I've ranted about that enough over the fucking weeks. It's head wrecking. But yeah, so I think that should main event, but it's not going to. It's probably going to main event the pre-show and bleed into the pay-per-view, which is a great idea. Bleeding the Outrunners into the pay-per-view.
You're not main eventing over Big Boom AJ. I don't know.
I think that goes off second. I think second. We get another pre-show match as well. We'll probably get a women's match on there. We'll probably announce one this week. Oh, that fucking hell! Are we getting Daddy Magic?
That should. I mean,
Danny Garcia.
Do you know what I thought that what should happen for me there? That should be like again. I don't want to replicate what we did the last pay-per-view because that would be stupid. But that should be the last match on 0 Hour. And when the show starts, the first person's coming down and Danny Madge is getting stretched to the back, soaked in blood.
That's
Someone
not a
should
bad
walk
shout.
down.
Or it could, or like, and look, I love Daddy Magic. I think he's one of the best promos in the business. But that could be your QT big show match if you do need to bring the crowd down a bit. Just a one-sided domination from Danny Garcia, beat the living shit out of him, leave him a bloody mess.
It's a shame they've really got a no
move on to
DQ
next week.
match, because this match should, like, I would much prefer this to be a street fight or something like that, because I think it suits it more, because I want to see David soaked in blood, and I want to feel real sympathy for him. I want to see him beaten so badly, but I think this could be the final pre-show match. Again, it adds into the Death Riders thing. Danny Garcia destroys him, destroys Darby Allin. Mina Shafir and Megan Bain destroy, who will they be facing?
Ty J.
Yeah.
They're going to destroy them. It wouldn't surprise me. So, what are the realistic? Sorry, last thing. What are the realistic 2 semi-final matches going to be? Or what are the 2 matches? Yeah, what are the semi-finals going to be?
Well, on the women's tournament.
Yeah,
It's
So
isn't it?
on one side it's Sisters of Sin versus Babes of Wrath. That's already one semifinal, and then the other semifinal is going to be determined after Dynamite Collision, when it's Rio and Windsor versus Tony and Mina, and
so they're going to go through.
Yeah,
and then I think Megan. It wouldn't surprise me if they have the semi-final. They put one on the pre-show, one on the main show. It wouldn't surprise me, and then they have the final in Boston. Maybe, I don't know. It seems a very oddly structured tournament, because the final is just going to be on Dynamite. Surely now it's going to main event Dynamite. I imagine.
We were all convinced it was going to be on Full Gear, but it can't be now. Surely.
No, I don't think so, because I think the card is pretty much set for tomorrow night. And actually, while we were recording right now, they just added Ricochet versus Bobby Lashley tomorrow for the #1 spot in the Casino Gauntlet match. So,
I like that match. That's a good match to add. That's a good match.
Ricochet's gonna fucking bump all over the goddamn arena for.
Oh, you know what? I really like this 3-hour Dynamites before the pay-per-views. Now it adds so much to it. Like they should do this consistently going forward. But I look forward to these. Like, this is a mini pay-per-view. 3 days for pay-per-view. Can't wait for it.
How far away Swerve?
A social media post insinuated he's near.
It's about from the conclusion of Forbidden Door till now. It's about the same time frame that he was going to be out with his meniscus injury. So, I mean,
I don't think you blow.
If he returns, he wins it.
I don't think you blow him in the casino. I feel like you need to do more. But then again, I didn't think they bring Eddie Kingston back to a big bill match. So, who knows?
Swerve's the kind of guy that you can see. You could see Swerve doing something similar to Mercedes. Swerve would happily bounce around and go and defend this title in different places. Swerve's the kind of guy that would rock up in front of 500 people somewhere to have a match, I reckon. So putting the title on him again, it automatically makes that title feel big, and then he can bounce around and defend it in a few places. He can drop it like in a multi-man match down the line, and then he can go on to other things. Because Swerve was twiddling his thumbs for a bit before his injury, and that's not good, because he was so hot before. And I know you can't keep people at the top the whole time unless you're WWE and your fans are just stupid and will happily have Roman Reigns be there for 8 years in a row doing the same thing. But Swerve, like, cycling in and out is important, but they really called him down this year, and they did make him look like a bit of a, I wouldn't say a chump, but they made him seem like he wasn't as serious as he was before. He didn't have he lost a bit of his je ne sais quoi. And yeah, if he's fit, stick that title on him, fuck it.
That's why I was convinced they were losing to the Bucks, because I thought that the long-term plan would have been Swerve eventually resenting Ospreay for losing the chance to go after the title. But I guess when they've both been injured, they've missed 6 months anyway. So another 6 months of not challenging for the title would have been fucking pointless.
Yeah.
I mean, surely we're going to get Swerve, because I mean, surely we're going to get Swerve v Hangman during this title reign. Surely.
I think you have to. And give Hangman a clean win. To cement this reign as a fucking proper reign. He having beat everybody before he eventually loses it, because like Swerve wins it down the line anyway at some point. I think Swerve Ospreay is a fucking a perfect feud once Ospreay wins in Wembley. which obviously
Yeah.
I think we all think has to happen. Swerve Ospreay, it's got so much story there as well. You wasted my time trying to fucking help Hangman. There's loads they could do with.
I mean, you could easily say like, you could easily say like, yo, I had your back at All In, and now I'm here to collect from that favor. Like, easy right there.
It's all very exciting, boys. I'm very excited right now.
It is. I'm very. It's a fantastic week. Fantastic week for wrestling. It's not on early, is it, this weekend?
No, it's regular
good.
starting time.
Damn WWE and their inability to counter fucking program the pricks.
All right, yeah. Don't live in a perfect world, guys. I think that's a perfect time to end it right now. Yes, guys, thank you for joining us, myself, Andy, and Wrestling Mark, for episode number 72 of the Group Chat Wrestling Podcast. Please follow us on X at GW Podcast UK for all shows, updates, and news. Pertaining to the Group Chat Wrestling Podcast. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram as well for new clips from every episode. And until next time, I am that BaldBro. That is Andy and Wrestling Mark. We are the Group Chat Wrestling Podcast. Goodbye and good night. Bang.
And don't forget to tune in for John Cena's retirement tour hosted by Triple H.
Bang.